What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Geek Down, and today we're going to be discussing all the winners and losers of the 2024 NBA free agency. Let's waste no more time and get right into it. Starting off with yours truly, the San Antonio Spurs. They signed Chris Paul to a 1-year, $11 million contract. Now, I can't remember the last time the Spurs might have signed a Hall of Fame bound player in their twilight years to help them for a season or two. Beats me, but nevertheless, the Spurs, in my opinion, with their only sign of the free agency so far, killed it. Not because Chris Paul can lead the team in the finals or lead them in assists or anything. More likely, he's not even going to be playing. He's only going to be playing 15 minutes and might not even be a part of the closing lineup. But what he will bring is experience and a leader mentality that can help this young, inexperienced Spurs team immensely. Not to mention, he will teach everybody in the facility on how to give Wemby the rock, along with drafting Castle, who I know Chris Paul can help be even a better winner and passer alongside him. I mean, the impact these two can have will be crazy. And as long as Wemby is happy getting the easiest lobs of his life, then that's an A+ signing in my books. Moving on to the Philadelphia 76ers, they signed Paul George to a 4-year max contract, Andre Drummond to a 2-year deal, Eric Gordon to a 2-year deal, and they even re-signed Maxey and Oubre and drafted Jared McCain. Now, in my opinion, the 76ers, for what it's worth, absolutely killed this offseason. I still believe they got a few more signings they want before the start of the season, and they have by far been the most improved team moving into the next season. While these signings and drafting is still at their pick with Jared McCain, I believe the Sixers will be a force to reckon with in the regular season, and maybe not in the playoffs, but when your GM recognizes you have an MVP caliber player, it's always nice to see them try to capitalize off that to the best of their ability, and I believe that is what the Sixers are doing right now. Next, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder, who signed Isaiah Hartenstein to a 3-year contract and re-signed Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins and traded for Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey. At this point, I don't know how you can look at this OKC team and not have them as the Western Conference favorites. First, they draft Topic, who might just redshirt his first season, but the fact that they got him with their pick is insane, and he will definitely be a game changer for them come around the next season. And I mean, I know the Mavs beat them last year, but they were the youngest team to ever win a playoff series, and they're only getting older, and their biggest weaknesses being size and experience just got solved. Now they have one, if not the best point of attack defender in Alex Caruso, and a big body in the paint with Hardenstein. I don't know if both of these guys are going to be starters, but they sure as hell provide some real grit and grind that this team desperately needs, and they did a phenomenal job with that. The New York Knicks. Now, I know they only really received Mikal Bridges, but the chemistry that this Nova team will have, and hopefully a more healthy season, I don't see how they don't make the conference finals or go even further. This team might have lost Hardenstein, but keeping OG and getting Mikal as your wings, they're building a team to beat the Celtics, and it just might work. The only concern is how Randall looks in this lineup, and Tibbs being his worst enemy. Other than that, the sky is the limit for this team. Last on the list of winners is the New Orleans Pelicans. Now they, like the New York Knicks, have had a quiet free agency, but right before that, they draft Yves Missy and acquired DeJounte Murray in exchange for Dyson Daniels and Larry Nance, along with a pair of picks. And in my opinion, that's a juggernaut starting lineup. Even if they trade Brandon Ingram, the return they'd get for him would still provide help. Not to mention they are one of the deepest teams in the NBA. I really believe that they can make the next step as a team, especially if Zion is healthy. This team will be super fun to watch, and I believe can be a top 5 seed next season. Now for the losers. The Atlanta Hawks. I really don't know what the Hawks are doing. First, they draft Ricochet. Then they trade DJ for low-side role players. Don't get enough draft capital for DJ. Then trade away Adrian Griffin for second-rounders. It's like they don't know what direction they want to go in. If they wanted to just build around Trey, then why not get more out of DJ or even trade away the first overall for win-now players in return? And no free agent signings. I couldn't tell you what's going on, but all I know is that they're just setting up the Spurs perfectly for next year's draft. Next, we have the Golden State Warriors. Everybody knows that this day would come. We just didn't know when. But I can tell you an indication is losing Klay Thompson in free agency to the Mavericks. And when you are reportedly interested in Paul George and you don't get him, and you sign Melton for damage control, The Warriors are in a tough position because they don't have a ton of money, and the roster we saw last year wasn't even a playoff team. So I don't really know what they do from here. There's reports about them being interested in marketing, but I don't know how realistic that is. So there's definitely darker days awaiting in the Bay Area in their current state. The Los Angeles Clippers. The Kawhi and Paul George era has finally come to an end, and it ended in a whimper. I still remember the day Kawhi and Paul George were announced as Clippers. It was during Zion's Summer League debut, and literally when the Paul George Woj bomb dropped, an earthquake happened at the game. Not that it matters, but I just remember so much happened in literal minutes. And if you were to tell me back then when it happened that the Finals MVP and MVPG in their time together would only win 3 playoff series in 4 seasons, I literally wouldn't believe you. And it has to be one of the biggest disappointments in NBA history. The fact that they lost PG for nothing after everything they gave up to Oklahoma, and also trading James Harden with the last of their picks for one last attempt, and it ended with the first round exit. Yeah, they might be the biggest losers of this offseason. Last, we have the Los Angeles Lakers. I think even for LeBron, nothing can make this season a failure because of him playing with Bronny, making it one of the biggest accomplishments an athlete can have, whether it was forced or not. But as an organization, I don't know how you can look at the moves y'all make and think they came out as winners. I mean, LeBron was willing to take a pay cut for players like Klay Thompson and Jonas Valanciunas, and instead they extend Max Christie, and LeBron gets a max 2-year contract. If those are the players you're looking at, then you are not one player away from competing, and you couldn't even get them. Not to mention D'Lo is on the team because of a player option, and they can't get rid of him. I believe the Lakers are in NBA purgatory along with the Clippers, as they are average as best and have no draft capital or players to make a big trade and get back into the finals contention. Well, that's all we have for today, folks. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and tune in next time for more NBA content. Peace.